Hello and welcome to your eMoney Peeps training video on how to purchase your domain and hosting through KnownHost. That's the provider we're going to be using for your domain name and your hosting. And they both go hand in hand. What it is, excuse me, your domain name is like your sign on your business. It's what people know you as and how they find you online. And your hosting, your web hosting, is where your business lives. So it's akin to the sign on your pizza shop, but the web hosting is the building it's in, to give you kind of an idea of how that goes. So we're going to show you this in great detail, step by step. If you have any questions, you can always pause this video, everything of that nature, and go back and look at it bit by bit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to purchase our domain name. So once you click on how you're going to get to where I am is you're going to click on the link to the right of this video. There's going to be a link for you and you're going to click on that and it'll land you here on KnownHost and it'll look like what you're looking at right now in this video. So then what you're going to do is you're going to go up to services. That's going to be on the white bar that goes across, and it is going to be the second to last. And as you can see, it'll light up when you hover over it. So go to services, and then you're going to go 4 down to domain registration. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, click on domain registration, and then you're going to search for a domain. Now, the big thing about this, I tell everybody, the most important domain name you should get, if you can, is your own name. For example, my domain name, I bought the domain name SaleyClark.com. I've had that for years. It's very, very good, very important. So if you can get your name as a domain name, then you really should. Unless you're a lady or gentleman that has a name such as John Smith, it may be taken. But if you have unique name like Celia Clark, you can put that in there and you can have your own domain name be yourname.com. And you always want to get a .com domain no matter what you do because they carry the most clout. If you don't know what that means, don't even worry about that. So let's say how do I put this? The reason you want to do yourownname.com is because no matter what you do, you can always pivot off of your domain, like let's say johnsmith.com. So no matter what you do, you're branding you first, and then you can put it and pivot it to whatever interest you have, or if you're doing multiple websites or blogs in the future, it'll still brand you. So, and if you can't find your name as a domain name, what you're going to do is you're going to get a domain name that is indicative of your passion or niche or whatever business you're in. For example, I absolutely, since SaleyClark.com's already gone, I'm looking for a domain today. I'm going to do this right here with you. Is I love animals, absolutely love animals. So what we're going to do is I'm going to look for a domain name about animals. I'm going to go lovethefluff.com. Okay, and that's what you'll be doing. You'll be searching, and if at this point you don't find a domain name that is what you want, you can always pause the video, think about other things that are related to whatever your chosen business is. For example, if lovethefluff.com is not available, I'll have something else with furry or fluffy or fluff in the title. And what you do at this point in the video, of course, would be, pause it, go do that, and come back to this step. So I just wanted to reiterate, when you do this, you do have to include the .com right here. If you just do love the fluff, it will say something strange like it's not available. So the great thing about this is it's very easy to use. KnownHost is, they have great uptime, fast servers, good support. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. Just know that we have chosen this and done the research so that you'll have what you need moving forward as you grow your business. Your hosting can keep up because that's what we want for you. We want you to have 100% uptime and no hassles. So that's why we've chosen them. They've been around since 2006, so they've been around a long time, and they'll get you where you need to be. So I'd like to take a moment to impress upon you why it is necessary to have a short, catchy, easy to remember domain name. One thing is if it's too long, people are going to mess up how to type it in. They might have a hard time finding you. and it was, it's just too long to remember, and it's way too specific. So let's say if you're teaching the violin to people and you're looking at learning how to play the violin.com, like it says here, that's way, way too long. You need something that's easier to brand, easier for people to remember, and it will be important in the future marketing of your site. So that's why I'm going to, stress this. For example, if you had this, you're in the violin teaching niche, and that's too long, you just take out the first part of it, and you can use something like playtheviolin.com. Now, if that's taken, you can think about the main point for your site, and you can put playing the violin or playviolin.com, something that's shorter and catchy and that it will work and is available for you. Also, if you have your own domain name, like let's say, you know, my name's unique, seelyclark.com. I already have that. It was available. And let's say I'm just using John Smith as an example here, but if you have whatever your name is.com and it's not available, one thing I want you to think about is you can add to the front of it work with, work with johnsmith.com. It's a little bit longer, but you're still branding yourself John Smith, and it's a medium domain length, meaning it has 4 words: work with John Smith. 2 of those words being your name and surname. So there it is, like that. Or you can also put, let's see, who is who is johnsmith.com or the real. So those are some examples. If you're using your own name as a domain name, like I suggested, and it's already taken, you can put the real or work with in front of it. But what you want to avoid is a really, really long domain name, such as learning how to play the violin.com or learning XYZ with johnsmith.com. That's going to be too long, hard to remember, hard for people to type. They'll maybe frig it up. So that's why you need a catchy, easy to remember, shorter domain name, and it'll also help you in your future marketing. So back to the domain name. You choose your domain name. Uh, I'm going to go search for lovethefluff.com. I'm going to click on that, and it's available. Excellent. So if you can see up here, lovethefluff.com, double check your spelling. So you want it something that's short, sweet, easy to remember, and catchy, like Love the Fluff. Everyone can remember that. Or awesomebaseball.com, or anything that's in your niche that is available, that's easy to remember and catchy, and people can just spit it off the tip of their tongue. They will remember it, remember you, and think of you and get there when they want to. And you can see it's a .com, so don't worry about any of these other ones. It'll automatically select it as .com. So go down here. It says domain name lovethefluff.com is available, but that would in fact be whatever your choice of website is. And most domain registrars, it's anywhere from $13 to $15 per year for this domain name. So you pay once per year, and that is, you can also choose, most usually, for this example, I'm going to use 1 year at $13.95. If you're in a space where you plan on sticking around for a while, you're more than welcome to look at the 2 year and 3 year options. That's entirely your choice. But for this example, I'm going to be doing 1 year at $13.95. So you check this, make sure your domain's spelled right. It is what you want. Make sure that box is checked. It does say available, and that you have the year term you want selected. And then you're just going to hit order selected. And that's going to be this button right here that's brown. And then when you hover over it, it turns green, so you know you're in the right spot. Now click your mouse, and that'll take you to this. Now, you can review this again, 1 year at $13.95. It has name servers here. And what these are is you don't have to worry about them, because we will be hosting your domain name from KnownHost on the hosting platform at KnownHost. That's what I'll be doing next. Okay, so you don't have to worry about any of this foolishness. This would be for someone that bought a domain name somewhere else and wants to reappoint it. So Don't even worry about this. The only thing you're going to have to do is the who is privacy. Down here, you want to check that as yes. That keeps your information private so people, can't get your home address if they look at your website, if they look it up. That's pretty much as simple as that is. Just know for now you don't need to know what it means, but check it. It doesn't cost anything extra. You'll need it. So again, 1 year at $13.95. You can pick different year terms if you want. And what that's going to be is every year it'll be $13.95 to keep this domain name current. Now, when you do select your domain name, I want to reiterate, this is where I talked about copying and pasting in another video, is you should know how to copy and paste. That way, once we're done this, you can copy and paste all this information into your Gmail file and then write it down in your notebook, the paper and pen notebook, so you have a paper trail. We're not quite there yet, but I just wanted to remind you of that. So everything looks good here. You're happy with the date, how many years. You hit the who is privacy yes. You double check that your domain is right. Then you scroll down to this brown box that says continue. And again, you hover over that. It lights up green, so you know you're in the right spot. And now you click your mouse and it will continue. So there, domain registration, you can edit or remove it if you want to. And now what we're going to do is, this all looks good. You only have one at $13.95. What you're going to do right now is you're going to, in the course of purchasing your domain name, you're going to create an account with KnownHost. Okay. So if you already have an account, you know how to get in here. If you don't, which I'm assuming you do not, I assume everybody does not. So that way I go from the ground up so everybody understands. And if you didn't remember how to do it and forgotten, this is a nice review for you. So leave it on create an account if you don't have an account. And this is where you're going to put in your first name, last name. Don't worry about company or organization or title unless you have your own private business that is to you. You own it. And that would be something like you would be an LLC or sole proprietor. So this is not applicable in this case. So I'm going to go down through here. I'm going to write in some things. Put your first name, put your last name. And I suggest also you don't use autofill. You can see my autofill popping up. And sometimes when you use your autofill, it seems to be quicker, but you mess up your form. So what I'm going to do is do it as you should, which would be by hand. I know it's a little tedious. However, that is how it goes sometimes. Excuse me. Okay. Your city, back up here. Put your country, United States. Put your state. Put your zip code. And then put in your phone number. And very important here, whatever email you used to sign up to KnownHost with, what email you're going to be using here is also your username. So you're in the process of signing up to KnownHost or creating an account, essentially. So whatever you put here, so I put my best email. You want to make sure it's an email that you check often and is not full of junk and where you can get at it. But I'm saying some programs have, you can specify a username if you want. A lot of programs have it where you can pick it, but this particular one, for authentication purposes, when creating an account, automatically goes to use email as username. So it's very important that you take this. And yet again, that dang copy and paste skill comes in. So you're going to copy and paste all this information to a safe place in your Gmail drafts. They will send you, once we're all done this, you'll see they will send you a confirmation email with your receipt in it. But great thing about that, they send it to you, it's quick, that's cool. But if you have a busy email account, could get lost in the shuffle. So when you copy and paste it to a draft, the good part is your drafts in your email account don't get shuffled around. They only get shuffled around when you add another draft. So it's way, way, way easier to find for now that you make, when you put it in your draft and also write it in your notebook. So then you're going to think of a password and make sure it's not something easily guessed. So I'm going to put one in. You can type yours in. Make sure it's not a birthday. Make sure it's not something easy. Your kid's birthday or your favorite food plus your favorite town or whatever. For this one, I have a function on my computer where I am going to have it generate a password for me. And like I said, I already copied and pasted that right there. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm going to show you. I triple clicked, which actually is kind of cheating. You left click, drag, right click, copy. Okay. Go off of that. And here, for safety purposes, I put my password there. Okay. And then just to practice what I preach, I'm taking my email that I'm using to create my account. I'm going to copy that. I'll put that right back down here. Now I'm going over some old material from the last video, but I cannot stress this enough. Once you get building out your stuff, you do not want to be left high and dry without your information. So it may be overkill, but you'll thank me for it someday. Okay. I've been on the receiving end of not having the passwords you need, and it's awful. So now that's copied there. Go back down through, check your first name, check your last name. Don't worry about company or organization. Make sure your address is right. Your country, your state, your zip code, your phone number. Don't worry about fax unless you have one. And then put your best email in here. Leave it ticked as use email as username. And then I would suggest it already has it ticked. I want to receive emails about new products, services, and offers. That way, if you want to purchase something in the future, then you're really good to go. Now, what you're going to have to do is click on I'm not a robot. And that verifies that you are, in fact, not a robot and you're a real human being. Now you're going to go down here and you're going to hover over this button that has a plus sign and it says create account. So you hover over it, yet again, it goes from brown to green. That's how you know you're in the right spot. You're going to hit create account. So I have lovethefluff.com. It shows this. Now what you can do is you can copy and paste all this so that you know. I have to make sure you're still signed in here, which is good. You want to because you're going to need it once you do the checkout and pay. So make sure your name's right. Make sure you're not logged out. Click the I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions. If you want to read the terms and conditions, you can right click on that, open it in a new tab, so it will not disturb this. So you can read them to your heart's content. But for now, we got the right website name. It's still $13.95. Your name's there. You're signed in. You agree to the terms and conditions. Now you click hover. It turns green. You click on checkout and pay. So now here you have ways to pay for your domain. So you can either select credit card or PayPal payments standard. For this one, I'm going to choose credit card, but yet again, it's completely your choice. So you go on credit card. They already have your contact information from what you just entered. And then I told you not to use your autocomplete, so I'm going to practice what I preach. I'm going to put in my card number by hand. Yeah, I'm blurring that out for right now, guys. Of course. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click, if you want to save the card, you can save payment details. That way you always have that link to this for future use. It is securely stored, just so you know. Um, I've been using a lot of services like this, and this has good encryption. But if you don't feel comfortable saving payment details, don't. Don't do anything you're not comfortable with. And as always, you can check the PayPal statement button. So that way it runs through PayPal without any credit card. So to each their own. And now that you make sure that your name, address, everything else is correct, you get your correct information on your credit card, you're going to go down and you're going to click on in the lower right hand corner the brown button that turns green, pay and complete order. There, now your order is complete. Paid is what it will say. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to go, that is, now you've purchased your domain name. That is complete, and they will send an email receipt to you. But we're not going to worry about that right now. What we're going to do is we're going to worry about hosting. So what you're going to do is you're going to leave this page here for reference. You're going to right click on WordPress hosting, put open link in new tab. That's going to pop up here. And you'll be taken to a page that looks like this one. So yet again, if you're on this page, WordPress hosting is the fourth one from the right, and you'll always hover over things, it'll turn brown. You're going to right click and open it in a new tab, and it'll pop up here. So now you're where you need to be, and we're going to actually order hosting, which is where your domain name will live, so to speak. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the this level, managed business level WordPress. It has all these things here. It doesn't matter if you don't know what they are. We've chosen this, like I said, so that your hosting can be robust enough so that when you start to market your website and blog the way we're going to teach you, that it has the horsepower to tolerate the traffic you'll be sending it. It's just an easy way to put it. So now what this is this is business level WordPress hosting. The first terms for $9.98 per month using the coupon code here. So what you're going to do is this is a link, and you're going to actually click on KH50 deal. It will pop you into another page. Now what there is that's the one you selected, and you can tell because it's bright and vibrant and it's not grayed out, okay? And it says selected. So I'm gonna check on that. Now, don't let that scare you, okay? This freaks a lot of people out because I'm going to put it down here at 1 month at 19.95, okay? And the coupon code, you'll say KH50 deal. That's already applied. So that is why it is $9.98 today, meaning $9.98 for the first month for your hosting. But as you can see down here, total when renewing, which means the next month and every month thereafter, it'll be $19.95. So the bonus is starting off, it's only $9.98. And then after that, it'll be $19.95 per month. So you can select 1 month, 6 month, a year, or 3 years, however long you want to build this out or keep your hosting for. You can pick more if you want, but right now, getting started, for the sake of example, I did 1 month at $19.95. They applied the discount, so it's going to be $9.98. Now, cool part about this is I had you open this in a new tab because what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the previous page and you're going to put in your domain name. Now, this is one of the times copy and paste comes in handy. Okay. So you're going to, gotta love live videos. There we go. You're going to left click, drag, right click, copy, hop back to this page, paste that as plain text. There's a reason I'm showing you this because it's all going to be able to go together. Select your payment method, which I will select credit card. Make sure you're still signed in, which you are, and you've read the terms and conditions, which you do. And then you're going to click continue. Now, the cool part about this, which I'm about to show you, is you they're going to save you a step, meaning This is where you can fill it out again with your credit card information or even PayPal, but you don't have to. What you're going to do is use payment account. Now, if you saved your credit card details, it'll be here for you. Yeah, if not, and again, you can hit PayPal method if you want. It's your choice. But for this example, I am using my credit card again, so that saves me hassle. It's $9.97. Make sure you got your right card, and then you're going to hit pay and complete order. So these videos are live. They can be a little long once in a while. And what it is I'm actually building, I am showing you how to build your website and blog out one step at a time. And I am actually building this with you as we go. So now you can see this where it says, gives you your order number, gives you your all your information. Now, like I said, they're going to be emailing you this. Known Host will also email you 4 or 5 other emails. The only one you have to worry about for now is the one that looks like this. So what I would do, what you should do, is you're going to copy and paste, and you're going to also put this in drafts so that you have your username and password to Known Host. Hang on, host, user, password. That way you know what it is when you look through your drafts. So you got your username, your password, and then you're going to hit paste, and there it is. Now this is going to be in the email, but like I said, your drafts are your drafts. They don't get lost in the shuffle as much. So between you putting it in this draft and you transcribing it from this draft to your paper notebook, you're rock solid. Now, one other thing I wanted to bring to your attention, you know, is I told you that the known host would send you lots of emails. And one other thing I was going to mention is that, like I said, don't worry about most of those other emails. You just have to worry about this one with the order. But you also have to do one other. And now what it's going to be is it's going to be titled Known Host Verify Your Email. So let me go to all mail. Uh, you might have to fish a little. I have a ridiculous email. Known host, payment received, blah, blah, blah. Verify your email address. It'll be from known host and it'll say verify your email address. Now, just for the record, if you don't know how to find it, if you have a hard time finding it, I'm going to put this in the video. I'm going to show you how to find it. Now, what this is, it's the email address from, obviously that's from them, billing at knownhost.com. Then I have my email here. So what you're going to do is you're going to just type this in. I'm going to copy and paste it. But what you're going to do is up here, you're going to search by their email address, billing at knownhost.com, hit return, and it'll pop up all the ones from knownhost, which should be 5 or 6 of them. And then you're good. Look for the one that says verify your email address. You're going to click on that. And don't worry about what the features may be restricted or orders may be held. All they're basically doing is they want to know you're human. It's just another level of security. That way, no one composes you. It's just a safety feature. So now you're going to click on this blue link to verify your email. And it'll take you back. Your email address has been successfully verified. Excellent. So I want to reiterate that the only thing you're really worried about here is that it says with a green bar across the top, your email address has been successfully verified. So don't let this click to order more items or log out or check out and pay throw you. It'll say your email address has been successfully verified. It'll show $0, and that means you are good to go. So now you are good to go. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.